In this video, we will discuss about the use of poetry in the classroom. Here are some characteristics of poems children prefer. Characters of poems are either children who portray childlike characteristics. Their context is based on typical childhood experiences that are expressed from a child's perspective. Poems use straightforward and direct plots that focus on the action or intended emotion. Poems send out messages of innocence and optimism. They are based on both real and fictional events in order to enhance their sense of imagination. Use of simple language to explain the idea, image, and action in poetry. Use of straightforward wording and language that the children can grasp with ease. Kids' poems should be funny. Poems include elements such as lively imagery, rhythm, rhyme, personification, and wordplay. Now let's see what is personification. It is a vital element in children's poetry, especially for the very young ones. Personification involves the issuing of human qualities to inanimate objects, which makes poetry lively and attractive to young readers. Here are some examples of personification. The sun is smiling at us. The streets are calling me. Now let's see what is wordplay. Wordplay is also a vital component of children's poetry. Wordplay allows children to make up words as part of their learning process. Wordplay employs the manipulation of words that make up the poem in a playful manner in order to appeal to the children. Children poems should aim at encouraging children to play with words which add both humor and delight to the reading process. Theme. The theme used should be understood by the children. Most of the themes considered in children's poetry involve simple life experiences that they are familiar with. This allows them to relate to true experiences and familiar thoughts as the authors encourage them to use the element of imagery. Here are some parts of simple children poetries. Red is the color of the little campfire, angry burning in big green forest. Blue is the color of the beautiful eyeshadow sparkling on my mom's lovely eyes because it looks nice and pretty. Purple is the color of the beautiful miniature butterfly that is flying slowly around a huge tall tree because she's finding food. What are the benefits of using poetry in the classroom? Poetry builds reading, speaking, and listening skills. The unique thing about poetry is that we often read aloud, repeat often, and share in groups. When children are listening to poems orally, they build their listening skills. Poetry helps children to explore language and vocabulary. Poetry often contains words that rhyme for effect. Children can learn about phonics and letter sounds by listening for and locating rhyming words. A poem can be used to teach sentence structure, parts of speech, and many grammar skills. Poem can inspire writing. Different types of poems have various components. In poetry, we learn how to put words together to form meaning and context. And also we learn how to choose the right words to create imagery and effect. Poetry can encourage creative thinking. Poetry is a form of expression. Writing it let us get out our feelings and thoughts on a subject, while reading it encourages us to connect and find meanings in our experiences. Poetry has a positive impact on the social and emotional learning of learning. Poetry encourages children to express themselves and their feelings. It builds a love for reading. Expose children to a variety of styles and types of texts. Learning to read can be hard work, and books children learn first often lack that unique ingredient. What are the advantages of teaching poetry in the classroom? Poetry broadens reading choices as there are numerous excellent poetic picture books and poetry collections. This distilled form of writing naturally focuses on sentence level skills with its purposeful selection of adjectives, adverbs, powerful verbs, specific nouns, etc. This makes poetry a perfect writing form to study immediately after holiday breaks, when students typically show regression in the quality of written and spoken communication. Being such a small amount of writing, poetry is less intimidating for writers new to English. Poetry can be written about any subject, imaginary or factual, about personal experiences or concepts, about emotions and facts.